Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. My name is Eno Eka, and we have here with us Lidia May. So please, of course, get comfortable in the chat right now as you join us. Introduce yourself, tell us about you, connect with people in the chat, use the chat box. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do for work, all of that. And then we have the Q&A box. So please use the Q&A box to put in your questions so that at the end of the session, we can answer all your questions, okay? So that way we don't lose track of questions in the chat. Welcome everyone who has joined us today. Hi Sanya.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome, Mary. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad to see you all. Hi. Hi, Bumi. Hi, Ngozi. Hi, Abigail. Hi, Ubong. Hi, Mary.
So many different countries. That's great.
Yeah. Let's know where are you joining us from? What do you do for work? Hi, Chukudi. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Even from UK, wow.
Yeah, some people are actually here and they're in different time zones. So, that's really interesting. Hi, Nike. Hi, Kazim. Hi, Basayo. Hi, Tony. Hi, Precious from the UAE. It's 4 a.m. Wow.
4 a.m. Oh my God, people are very determined. That's nice.
Yeah. I like that.
I see there are a lot of people from Nigeria. I've never been to Nigeria, but actually when I was a child, my dad, he spent 2 years working in Lagos.
Really?
So because, my dad, he was an engineer in Russia. Well, like back then it was USSR. So, and apparently he was sent there to work on some secret project in Nigeria. But then like later on, I was inspired by his travels. So I went to Kenya and Tanzania. So, and Zanzibar. So for me, those countries, like they were the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting.
Oh, see, from Kenya is great. It just, I have a daughter now, she's around 3 years old. So I hope like one day I can take her there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All righty. Thank you, Zara. Zara, use the chat. The chat box is only for, the Q&A is only for questions. Use the chat to engage with us, throughout the session. So we know there's people from different countries joining us today, and thank you everyone for joining. So we're going to get started right away. You are welcome. Thank you for being here. So as you know, this is an information session where Windmill is coming to talk to us, and Lidia from Windmill is talking to us about, how to actually, get funding for your education, how to start your career in Canada, providing with all those resources that you need. So before we get started, I will just like to do a quick introduction as well of who we are, who I am, and what we do. Thank you, Jamiu. Thank you so much. All right, so my name is Eno Eka. My name is Eno Eka, and I am the founder of Business Analysis School, right? So Business Analysis School is an e-learning academy. We help non-tech professionals pivot into the tech industry through business analysis, product and project management. And we offer a variety of courses and programs to help non-tech professionals get the right coaching, skills, certifications to grow their income to 6 figures using agile business analysis skills. So a bit about me. My name is Eno Eka. As I said before, I am the founder of Business Analysis School. I started my career as an accountant in Nigeria. And then when I was in Nigeria, I transitioned to business analysis. And for me, it was basically just looking for more in my career, wanting more, looking for a way to plug myself into the tech space because I was very passionate about tech. So I was able to transition into business analysis in Nigeria. And about a couple of years after, the opportunity to come to Canada came through Express Entry. So I came into Canada as a federal skilled worker, Express Entry immigrant, got my visa and moved here. When I moved to Canada, I found out that, I was in the best place to actually practice business analysis. Back home, there weren't a lot of those opportunities. It wasn't in high demand. People didn't really understand the impact of business analysis in the organization. So coming into Canada, I was able to land a job as a business analyst, progress in my career, get more education, get more certifications, work as a business analyst. And then in a couple of months, I started my consulting company. So Any Consulting is my consulting company where I provide business analysis consulting. We help companies to leverage technology, improve their processes, and of course, grow their revenue. And then we founded business analysis because a lot of immigrants in Canada who knew me, were actually surprised with how I was able to start my career very fast in Canada. And I started to, tell them and teach them about business analysis skills and how they could leverage their experience, just like I did, back home as an accountant. And in no time, we're helping multiple people land jobs. And after a while, I'm like, okay, we need to, formalize our training, make it, make our programs, available to everyone instead of having private classes. And that is how we started Business Analysis School. And, as I was sharing with Lidia a couple of minutes ago, we now have students outside of Canada, in several countries around the world, over 40 countries right now. So super, super amazing experience that we've had. But what I have also found is that with a lot of immigrants who didn't plan their career path, or they had to restart their careers or wanted to reintegrate, it's always a struggle for them. And I didn't have a lot of those struggles because I had already carried out my transition back in Nigeria. So I had self-funded along the way. But as an immigrant, because you didn't plan for all those expenses and you wanted to restart your career, or you have to take some licensing, certifications, and trainings, when I found out about Windmill Microlending, it was a blessing, especially during the COVID era, because a lot of our students were able to get funding from Windmill, fund their education, fund their training, fund their certifications, take care of their bills while they were learning, and they were able to land jobs. And the amazing thing is they land jobs in 1 month, in 2 months, and they're able to restart their careers, pay off all their bills, and live a happy, fulfilled life. And then so I said, why don't we share this with other people? Because there are people in so many other careers, not just in business analysis, in healthcare, in manufacturing, in oil and gas, in insurance. There's so many industries that still require banking, that still require certifications, licensing, and a lot of immigrants struggle with being able to fund all of these career transition processes. And a lot of times when you come into Canada as an immigrant, you have to pay your bills, you have to get a home, you have to get a car, and all of that. So there's a lot of financial pressure on you when you move into Canada. However, with opportunities like Windmill, we're able to support our students, help them land fantastic jobs, and get them started in their careers. So that's why Windmill is here to speak to us. And in a minute, Lidia will be talking to us and showing us how Windmill supports Canadians. And of course, if you have questions along the way, please use the Q&A box, put all your questions there. At the end of the session, we will attend to them. So that is about Business Analysis School and what we do. I am an immigrant to Canada. I am now a Canadian citizen, so I'm a Nigerian Canadian, but I'm very passionate about helping immigrants because I know the struggles that we face. I have also faced my struggles as well, and I share this all the time. It's not always rosy for us when we move into a new country, but with the right support, with the right information, with determination and having a positive mindset, trust me, you can fulfill the best career. You can have the best life in Canada. And I'm so happy that Windmill is here to speak to us about it. All right, so you can see my bio on the screen, so I'm not going to talk more about me. It's more about you and how Windmill can help you today. So I am going to now pass the mic over to to Lidia. Lidia, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Eno, for inviting me. And I have to say, you have an amazing story to share. That's great. Thank you so much for the nice words about Windmill. And I really appreciate that you guys today, you join us from all over the world. I see a lot of people from different countries. So I'd like to say a few words about myself so you can hear and probably you can see that I'm an immigrant myself, same as Eno. I came to Canada 8 years ago. Now I'm a Canadian citizen, but still I am an immigrant because I know it's very hard. I'm going to tell, oh, I'm a Canadian citizen now, because I can tell you, and maybe some of you who are already in Canada, you can agree that it's very hard to become like Canadian in your heart when you came from somewhere else. Like, because originally I'm from Russia. These days I prefer not to tell that I'm from Russia because, because of the whole situation with Ukraine. And but I'm sure a lot of you, especially from those second countries which are not friends with the United States of America, you understand that things are not just black and white. So it's like a lot of gray areas involved. So I'm not as strict as my Russian president, so I don't support him. So I'm much better. As you can see, I can smile a lot. So I hope that we will have fun today. And don't worry, my presentation, it won't be long because I don't like long presentations. I like to get to know you. So I have just maybe a few slides prepared, and then I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear your questions, maybe your stories. Unfortunately, I cannot see you, but that's fine. We have the chat box, we have the Q&A box as Anna mentioned. So if you have a question, better put it in the Q&A box because it's easier for us to see it. Because if you put it in the chat box, we have a lot of attendees today, so it might get lost. So please be aware of that. So I think I'd like to start just with a few poll questions, and Anna, she's so kind, she's gonna help me with that because I'd like to know you, as I said. So I'd like to see maybe where are you located. So you can see here that I have listed all of the provinces in Canada, but also I have outside of Canada. So please let us know. Unfortunately, I was not able to put all of 150 or 200 countries in the world. So, but yes, you can always send us a message in the chat box. So how is it going? And is it working? And people are—
Oh yeah, people are actually filling out the poll. So it's still going on, as I can see. We do have, well, we have more people from outside of Canada from what I see here.
That's nice.
Yeah, but people are still filling the poll. So I'll wait to see the final results. Okay.
Because yes, we have a lot of provinces in Canada, and of course, because Anna and I, we are based in Calgary, in Alberta, we do believe this is the best province in Canada.
It is. Okay, so we have 6 people in Alberta, we have 1 person in BC, 5 in Ontario.
You can try to share the result, it should show.
Okay, if I end it right, okay. Okay, share results. Okay, yeah.
Wow, okay, so it's nice to see. Okay, we see people in Manitoba, Ontario, Alberta, okay, and then outside of Canada, so I can scroll it down. Everybody can do the same, and you can see even New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, nice. And outside of Canada, yes, I guess I've seen Nigeria, Kenya, Scotland, different
UAE.
Yeah, it's a lot. Thank you so much. Then I have another question. Then it's gonna be a faster one. It's basically, how long have you been in Canada? I guess it's for those— sorry, I locked out my cat, but he escaped. I guess he was in the presentation.
All right, so those who have been in Canada, how long have you been in Canada for? If you haven't been to Canada yet, also let us know.
Oh, terrible cat.
Your cat wants to be cuddled. She wants
I know, it's amazing. I literally locked the door, but he unlocked it somehow.
These animals are way smarter than we think. So okay, all right. Okay, so yeah, please fill out the poll, so that we can share the results. All right. Okay, I think we are done. So I will share the results for the poll. Okay, so we have more people who haven't been to Canada yet, and then 17 less than 1 year.
Less than 1 year, actually, a lot of people. So it's probably a lot of new for you guys. And I'm pretty sure, like every day you think, oh my God, I'm so different. Like, I'm so different.
All right. So we have more people who are new immigrants, less than a year, and we have 1 to 3, 3 people, 3 people. Okay. All right. 3 to 5, 2. Okay. So, all right.
So,
we're done with the poll.
Yeah, 2 more left. So the third one, if I remember right. So for those who are already in Canada, how do you like it so far?
Yeah. Tell us how you like being in Canada. For those who are in Canada, do you like living in Canada? Yes, no, not sure.
Not sure. Actually, you can see a lot sometimes. Like, you know, sometimes like people struggle with the answer, and I do understand why it's happening, because I know sometimes I can see some things. I think, oh, it's better in Russia, but then I think like some of the things are better here. And I always tell like every newcomer and refugee, and basically like, people who come here, guys, just think about your values first, your preferences, and then it will help you to decide which country is for you. Because I've traveled a lot. I've been to 50 countries all over the world, and I do believe there is no ideal place. Like,
True.
but there is definitely an ideal place for you personally, for your values, for your preferences, right? So yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if people outside of Canada are figuring this out, but but let me share the results that we have. So we have 77% yes, 2% no. So just one person put no. I wonder who that is. And then we have 21% not sure.
And I guess like, do you like living in Canada? It's for somebody who's outside of Canada, but they're projecting for the future. So
exactly.
It's good attitude. It's good energy there. So it's nice. So, and thank you so much. And the last one, I'm pretty sure now everybody can participate. Let's just have some fun.
Yes. All right. So what's your favorite movie or TV show? What movie or TV show do you use for financial advice? Okay.
So when you think about money, which movie, when you think about your investment, so which movie do you use as a reference for you? Godfather, Succession, Shark Tank, Friends, Ozark, Star Wars, or Squid Game.
Right.
I hope that at least like half of it are playing in Nigeria, or maybe like more like in Congo, something like that, but I'm not sure actually now. You tell me, like, do you guys like, for example, Anna, no, back at home, like, did you know about Star Wars? And
oh yeah, we watched all of that. Star Wars,
okay.
Friends, like, you know, we watched all of that on cable. This poll is actually surprising me, to be honest. Yeah, well, it is surprising me.
Like, you know, when I just ran it in Canada just 1 week ago, the majority of people, they picked Ozark, and Ozark, it's a new TV show. It's on Netflix now. I've never seen that one, but apparently it's about a normal family, and then they got into a drug business or something like that.
Yes. I've watched Ozark. I've watched all the 4 seasons. It's definitely a good show to actually teach about financial advice, for sure. Interesting. So I'll end the poll and share the results right now. So as we can see, 23% Godfather, 15 Succession, 23 Shark Tank, 20% Friends, 8% Ozark, 8% Star Wars, and 3% Squid Game. I thought Squid Game was a very popular movie that a lot of people would actually choose, but I would have chosen Shark Tank anyways.
Yeah. Well, like, thank you so much, guys, for answering my fun questions. So now I guess I can close this and I can start the official part of my presentation. And again, If you have some questions, please hold them until the end, because it won't be long, 10 to 15 minutes, and then Eno, she will help me with sharing some links, and I will let you know for sure like when to send those links over. Yeah, I'd like to start with a very short video. See, I love like a short presentation, a short video. It's basically 30 seconds of a video. If it doesn't play on your end, no worries. It's just like 30 seconds, you won't miss a lot. But I really wanted to share this video with you because in a nutshell, it shows a real success story of an immigrant from Syria, but also it shows what Windmill does for people. So I'm gonna be sharing my screen. I need to keep in mind to share my sound as well. So can you see my screen now? Everything
yes, I can.
okay, nice. Okay, let's start.
I was brought up in Syria. As a woman with ambition, things were difficult, but I persevered and became an engineer. Still, my parents arranged for my marriage, but I became a single mom when I moved to Canada. I worked day and night cleaning houses, desperate to focus on my studies. So I applied for an affordable loan from Windmill. The loan offered me the support I needed to complete my professional designation. Thanks to Windmill, I'm a proud civil engineer and working towards my MBA.
So this is Claudia, and she was our client, but today actually she's the mentor to one of our clients as well. So, and you know, like her story is not a unique one. We have tons of stories like that, just she would like to be chosen for this promotional video. And who knows, maybe today you're outside of Canada, then next year you're in Canada and you might become our success story. So let's see how we can help you to succeed in your career here in Canada. So you know already that we are Windmill Microlending. Here you see also our name is spelled in French because we are a national organization. So I'm based in Calgary, same as Eno, but we work all over Canada. So we have offices in Quebec, Ontario, BC, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. And basically, what do we do? So Windmill provides microloans up to 15,000 exclusively to skilled immigrants and refugees who seek to achieve their career success in Canada. And you know, sometimes when people hear a loan, they might think, oh, like you're a bank or you are a financial organization. But I want to assure you that we are not. Windmill is not a bank, and that's why our clients, they love us because we are a charity organization. So Windmill has been around since 2005. Again, it started here in Calgary, and then it has become a national organization. And since 2005, you can see here, we have helped more than 7,000 people to achieve their career success in Canada. And actually, Eno, when you were presenting, I was thinking you also have this number, 7,000. I was like, this is so interesting, right? So we also have like 7,000 people. And basically here you can see that we are funded by the government of Canada, Ontario, Alberta, and Quebec. And you know, I always bring this personal story of mine. So when I was applying for a job at Windmill, and it was like last year in October. So at first I went to see the website, I went to see what the company does, and I encourage you to do the same like when you're in Canada, or maybe you're in Canada already. When you see a job posting, always check like the website and always check Google reviews or Glassdoor reviews. It's basically like those reviews which can tell you about if people like working with an organization, or if people hate it, or if people love to be employees there, or they don't like. So, but that was my story. And then I went to Google to see like Google reviews, and I was surprised to see that more than 200 reviews with 5 solid stars. So, and sometimes like when I go to a restaurant in Calgary, even the best one, which is like the best one, I could have 4.7, 4.8 stars. It's very hard to see 5 solid stars from each client. And this is screenshot from Alberta, but if you check Ontario, you'll see the same situation. And basically all of them, they're real people. I guess then Google, you can ask them how was their experience and everything like that. And since I've said already that we are not a bank, sorry, I'd like to show you how we are different and how our program is different, what basically makes us unique. First of all, we don't ask you to provide Canadian credit history. So I don't know, again, how many of you know about that. When people come to Canada and they want to apply for a loan or for a credit card or to buy a car, usually they go to a bank. And the first things they might be asked, hey, do you have a Canadian credit history? At least it was my case when I came to Canada 8 years ago. So even when I needed to get my cell phone, I was told you need to have Canadian credit history. Of course, it doesn't happen often, but you will need one for sure. If you don't have it, you will have to have one eventually, because it will help you to buy your first house in Canada, your first car, and it will happen. You have that. So, but we don't require you to have that. So, and actually a lot of clients who come to us, they come to us just to build this Canadian credit history. Sometimes they come to Canada, they have savings, but at the same time, they want to build like their credit history. And that's why they come to us, they take on the loans and they pay it off. And then they have wonderful Canadian credit history, and then they can buy their house or their car. Second, we don't ask you to have a stable income or to have a stable job, because we understand people who come to Canada or people like maybe who have been here for a while, they might have temporary jobs or maybe a part-time job, like maybe their income might be not stable. But again, because we are a charity organization, we are not a bank, we don't need you to provide us these things. Also, we understand that you might be living off your savings, of your EI. EI, it's a program here in Canada, so I'm just telling that for those who are outside of Canada. And you don't need any asset to secure a loan or have a consignor on your application. And these 5 things, it's not just it. So we have even more. So how our microloans, they can be used? First, they can be used for foreign credential recognition. What does it mean? Again, I'm pretty sure you're all smart people and you might have your diplomas, your degrees. So when you come to Canada, sometimes it's a misunderstanding and people think, oh, my credentials are not recognized here. But it's not true. Your credentials can be recognized here. So don't believe to anybody who tells you like a different thing. Just sometimes you need to do a few steps in order your credentials to be recognized. Some steps are not costly, some steps are very costly. It depends on your profession, it depends on your skills. So, but basically any foreign credential recognition, we can help you out. They can be used, our loans, they can be used for a career change. So I guess it happens a lot in your business. And right, so people come with one profession and they want to get into a different industry. So we saw it a lot like during pandemic as well. Some of the people who were engineers, suddenly they decided to be in IT industry because it's more money. I guess it's easier than to be an engineer. I'm not familiar with both. So, but yes, we saw that a lot during pandemic here in Calgary and basically all over Canada. So if you want to change your profession here in Canada, it's all of possible. Like you can let us know your success plan. You can let us know that you want to work with Eno, and then we will know that you will be successful no matter what. Then the third thing here is professional development, upskilling. So it's basically, I think, for those who are already here, let's say if you need some professional development, maybe you want to take some English classes, maybe you want to take some data, computer classes, like any classes, and so it can be covered. And the last thing here is a relocation for employment. Again, it's probably for those who are already in Canada, or let's say you come to Canada tomorrow, you are an immigrant in Calgary, but let's say you find a better employment in Toronto, which matches your skills better and the salary is much better. Then you can apply for a relocation for employment loan. What does it mean? It means, again, you want to relocate, you want to move your family, you want to move yourself. Gas is expensive. Canada is a huge country. Like to move from Calgary to Toronto, a lot of money might be involved in the process, so you can apply for those. And we have a very long list of eligible expenses. You don't need to memorize it now. And later on, she'll send you a follow-up email or maybe some links later in the chat that you will see. You can go to our website and find a lot of information. But here I'd like to specify maybe just a couple of things. I really like the thing which is called living allowances. I will explain what it means. So it means if somebody is already in Canada and let's say they work as an Uber driver or they work at Walmart, and then they understand, hey, I want to be in a business analysis school, I want to get back to my career, or I want to be a doctor again or an engineer again. But then, okay, all is good that people, they have an idea, but what about time? It's very hard to be a student when you work full time at Walmart. So then you might need to quit your job or reduce the amount of hours you work for Walmart. So in this way, your expenses, which of course will appear, your living allowances, they can be covered. So same idea if some of you have kids. So like it's very hard to be a student with your kids. Like you saw my cat earlier, it's not a kid, but even like with my cat, it was hard to present because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my slides. He will press this button. So I also have a daughter, she's around 3 years old. And right now she's with her dad at a restaurant having a nice meal. Because if she was here, you might like her and she would be so excited, but at the same time, she would ruin my slides and my presentation. So same idea here. So if you have kids, it's going to be hard for you to attend a business analysis school, even online. So then you will have to put your kids into a daycare care. So, and daycare, unfortunately, I have to warn you, for those who outside of Canada, it's quite expensive. I don't know, just recently we heard from the government that it would be cheaper, but so far it's still very expensive. I have to pay like 1,100. Basically a month, and it's not just a fancy daycare, it's just Russian speaking day home, but yeah, it's quite expensive, so keep it in mind. So yes, and then maybe one more thing here, it's your language courses. If you need to improve your English, like a broken laptop, when you need to be a student, so those can be covered. And because we are a charity organization, we are not a bank. Even before you take on a loan, you will be scheduled to have a meeting with the career success coach. Why do we have this meeting? This meeting is designed for you specifically because, again, we understand people who come to Canada, even people who have been here for a while, they might not see the difference between a grant and a loan. So, or they might have some questions. Okay, this is a loan. I will have to pay you back. So how I'm gonna be paying? What are the options? But also you can tell us, hey guys, I know that I'm gonna be a student at business analysis school, but still, could you help me with my resume? Or let's say with a mock interview, because I have a job interview, a real one. Sometimes we can help you in that meeting. If it's not enough time, and very often it's not enough time, we would refer you to our partners. So we work a lot with settlement agencies across Canada, and those, they work with you for free. They can update your LinkedIn skills, they can help you with communication skills. So a lot of free stuff, guys, so be aware of that. And we can refer you to those services. Also, we have a mentorship program available for our clients. So in the beginning, if you saw that video, so Claudia, as I mentioned, she is a mentor. So basically, she's a mentor for those people who want to become an engineer in Canada, because she's an engineer, she understands the whole process, and that's why she can help a lot of new people. So same idea here. Let's say if you're a student at Eno's business analysis school, you can ask us, hey guys, I want to have a mentor who already works in business analysis field. So can you match me with somebody who will help me on my way to my career? And we can do that for absolutely no cost for you, because again, we care about your success. We need you to succeed. We don't want this loan become a burden for you or for your family. So, and the last, I think here it's our online and digital resources. So, Eno, if you could please share like a few links in the chat box. So those resources, again, are designed for you. So please check them out. Especially, I like the link which is called Educational Pathways. So that link, we are trying to update it regularly. So basically, we have a list of not like famous professions, but kind of regulated professions in Canada. Also, we have like truck drivers there. So basically, you can download a guide for you. So let's say if you were a doctor in Nigeria, and then you want to come to Canada and become a doctor again. So what steps you have to go through in order to become a doctor here, what exams you need to take. You will find all of the links like for different schools, like institutions where you can get your credentials back. And also you can see the approximate amount, like how much money you will have to budget for that. So please, please, please save those links somewhere and check them out. You'll find a lot of information on Canadian job market. So it's called Canadian Trending Job Report. So basically over there, we estimate what professions that will be in demand in the future in Canada. So please check those out. And I know you might think, okay, you've told us about all good stuff. So, but what about your terms and conditions? And I'm happy to share those with you because they're still very great. So first of all, like you can see here, we work with a variable interest rate. So, but basically we work with the Canadian prime rate. And I'm not an accountant, but I'll try to explain you in a nutshell. So in Canada, we have this rate, which is called Canadian prime rate. It's established by the government or by the Bank of Canada. So that rate is the reference for every bank in Canada to establish their interest rate. So, and it can fluctuate, unfortunately. So today it's 4.7%, but for example, during pandemic, it was 2.5%, 2.4%. So it was very low, which worked very well for my family. I have a mortgage in Canada and I have a variable rate. So my mortgage rate was very low. But now, because we have a lot of inflation in Canada, so they had to increase the prime rate. So now it's higher and my mortgage rate is higher as well. But still, in the end of the day, for you, the most important thing to know, if the Canadian prime rate goes up, it means every loan in Canada goes up. Your car loan, your mortgage, like a lot of things, they just have to go up. But you should know that on top, Windmill adds just 1.5%. 1.5%, this rate doesn't fluctuate. So it means in the end of the day, still, even if the prime rate tomorrow is 5%, we might be one of the cheapest rate in Canada. So today the current interest rate is 6.2%. So if tomorrow Canadian prime rate goes up by 1%, then our current annual rate will become 7.2. But if tomorrow the Canadian prime rate goes down by 2%, then your rate will become 4.2. And it might happen. We expect that they will increase it maybe a few times a little bit this year, but eventually they will start putting it down. At least I hope. See, I have this mortgage, so I don't know when I will have a very high rate. Also, you can see here that we have the maximum repayment term of 5 years. What does it mean? It means if you take the maximum amount of 15,000, you have 5 years to pay us back. 5 years is a lot of time for 15,000. Also, we have a period, like let's say you can tell us, hey guys, I'm new to Canada and I'm just started with business analysis school. So it will take me 1 to 2 years in order to get on my feet, in order to earn that 120,000 a year or something like that, right? So then we can understand you and we can tell you, okay, then you can pay us the interest only for 2 years. So again, what does it mean? It means that let's say if you take the maximum amount of 15,000, your interest rate might be, again, just roughly from $50 to $60. So then for 2 years, you can pay $50 to $60 only each month. And then when you're successful, then you can start paying your principal back to us. Then here you can see we have an open loan policy. It means if you're lucky, your parents, they send you money, so you can pass that loan right back. So we won't charge you any penalties or administrative fees for breaching the contract, right? So we are happy for you if you can pay it earlier, that's great. I cannot say the same about my Canadian bank. If tomorrow I win a lottery and I can pay my mortgage, they will tell me, well, we are happy for you, but please pay us 20,000 on top just because you're breaching the terms of your contract. So we are not a bank, we don't do that. Basically, no administrative fees or any penalties that will be charged at any time. So you can apply, you can even have a meeting with the career success coach. Then if you don't like us, no offense, you can leave us. Like you can tell it's not for me, maybe later I'll come back. No administrative fees for your application. And we see a lot of clients, they come to us and sometimes they don't need the maximum amount. First, like they can start with, let's say, with 1,000 or 2,000 just to get on their feet, get an acceptance letter, or maybe just get some revaluation of their degree. And then additional money can be taken up to 15,000. And then again, if you pay us back, you can come again and again. It's not a one-time loan only. And I understand that even with a small interest rate, still it's a loan, it's not a grant. And sometimes it's very scary to take on a loan. But that's why I have this slide ready for you. So I was the same dubious. And again, like when I had my job interview with Windmill, I was like, okay, guys, you sound like heaven. You don't ask for Canadian credit history. You don't ask for a stable income. You don't ask for a stable job. So do people pay you back, or they take your money and they're on the nearest plane to their home country, drinking beer somewhere at the pub? And I was surprised to hear that actually the repayment rate is 98%. And since I've told you that Windmill started in 2005, so it has been like that since 2005. So for more than 15 years, people, they have been paying us back, or they paid us back. So for us, this is a solid evidence that our clients, they're successful. And what is more, we have this solid data that they increase their income more than 3 times. And it happens in a very understandable way. And I've mentioned that before. People come to Canada, they have been here for a while, they would work as Uber drivers, like some of nobody told them, oh, your English is terrible, your credentials won't be recognized here. But suddenly they meet Eno, they meet us, they believe in themselves, they apply for a loan, and then they get their credentials back, they get their education back, and then they can be back to their careers, or sometimes to have a new one, right? So again, if they want to have that switch. And you can see here a success story, again, real person. If you go to our website, you'll find tons of stories like that. And again, our marketing teams, they always look for new faces. So who knows, you might be our next success story. So think about that. So just a couple of slides that we left, as I promised, it won't be long. So our eligibility criteria. So unfortunately, you cannot apply outside of Canada. So you can hear about us. And then the first thing when you're here, you can call us and you can find out about our program and if you're eligible. But basically, you have to live in Canada in order to apply. Then you have to have a permanent status in Canada. So you have to be a permanent resident, Canadian citizen, provincial nominee, protected person, or conviction refugee. So basically, if you come here as a student, which was my case, so I came on study permit, unfortunately, you won't be eligible because a lot of programs like that, they're not eligible for students because people, I guess, in the government, they believe that we might leave, like we might take money, and then I can argue that, but like it's the way of life. So unfortunately, yes, you have to have a permanent status in Canada. If you have a work permit, you might be eligible only if you have provincial nominee approved, like Alberta provincial nominee, Ontario, in Quebec. I know they have something different there. Then you have to be internationally trained. Internationally trained means that you have to have some post-secondary education which you obtained abroad. Let's say if you don't have it, if you have just high school, it's still fine, but then please provide us a resume which shows at least 1 year of work experience. I'll give you an example. Just yesterday, I was presenting to a truck driving school in Calgary. And many people who were there, like they were from Ethiopia, like Congo, and some countries, I think, some regions of India. And some of them, they would tell me, listen, we don't have like a secondary education, but we do have work experience. So we will truck drivers, can you take that into account? And the answer is yes. So if you can provide us that your resume with post-secondary education, then you will be eligible. And right now, I'll ask Eno to send a link. It's called eligibility link. So eligibility quiz link, but also now we have technology. So right here, you see that QR code. So if you place your phone in front of that, it will bring you to our website. It won't show you vaccination status, like it used to be with COVID, but it will bring you to our website, to our eligibility quiz. That eligibility quiz is actually very awesome because it has just, if I remember, 2 or 3 questions. But then you can take that and then you can answer those questions, and then you will receive an automatic email if you are eligible or not. And the good thing about that email contains all information, how you can apply step by step, our contacts and everything. And let's say if now you are outside of Canada, but you can save this email, and when you're here, you can come back to that email, and just it's easier for you. Then you can find all of the information and all of the links. So yeah, like this QR code, it looks like from Squid Games, but I guess yes, if you place your phone in front, it should bring you to the page with our eligibility. So you can try it out right now, or you can use the link in the chat box as well. So, and then when you take this eligibility quiz, and let's say if you are eligible, you can apply online. So you don't need to travel to our office because we work online, and our application process is pretty straightforward. First, you submit your online application. So first you take that quiz, and then if you are eligible, you will be suggested to submit your online application. So it means like, if you can see here, there is a list of documents, but all of the links you'll find on the website, and there are examples. Trust me, it's very, very easy. I've talked to many people, they've done it. The application process is pretty straightforward. Then when your documents are checked and everything is fine, then you will be scheduled for a meeting with a career success coach. So approximately 1 hour meeting where you can discuss your career success plan, your action plan. You can ask us a question about, hey, what is the Canadian prime rate? How much money I'm going to be paying if I take 10,000 and things like that. Then after that meeting, if you are happy with us, we are happy with you, then you might be approved, and then you will receive the money, and then you can go to Eno school, business analysis, or any other school in Canada. So that's it. As I promised, my presentation won't be long. You can always connect with us. I encourage you on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Basically, you can just Google Windmill Microlending, so you'll find us. Our LinkedIn page, it's very great because I know our marketing teams, they post a lot of resources for newcomers and refugees. So please connect with us there. Facebook, I believe, same idea, like a lot of advice, a lot of useful information. And for example, just recently we had a blog post with Eno there. So like you can see a lot of partners, resources available for you in Canada. And you can create that plan. I always encourage people, have a plan in your head and have the final aim you want to achieve, because like when you have that aim in your head, it's easier for you to see what kind of steps you need to take in order to get there. And also it's very good for you and beneficial that you attend this presentation, because I always encourage people, I know we are great, but I encourage you explore different programs, like see what works the best for you, because we are not a bank. We wish you a lot of success in Canada. So for example, myself, I wish somebody could have told me about this program back then, and I didn't need to apply for a credit card with 20% of interest rate. So just explore all options available for you, and then you can decide, okay, I want to work with this organization. Just take like this advantage. It's for your advantage. A lot of organizations like ours are here in Canada, so don't miss this opportunity. Also, here's a lot of things. So you can see our intake team, loan applications team email. So you can always ask them questions as well. So, but again, you can reach us out on the website, take that eligibility quiz, and somebody will be in touch with you for sure. So I want to stop sharing my screen. Unfortunately, I won't see your beautiful faces, but maybe I'll see the Q&A box and the chat. Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lidia, for sharing. Just like you, I wish someone had told me about Windmill when I came into Canada, right? You know, and I was sharing this also with your colleague as well about the fact that a lot of people need to be aware of these, you know, these opportunities, like Windmill, for example, that your living expenses, your childcare is not cheap, right? You know, being able to pay for your education, licensing, even your, you know, your books, your certification fees, your laptop, all of that can be covered. And the payment period is fantastic. The, you know, the interest rate as well. You know, there's been a lot of fantastic comments, right? People were so thrilled, you know, by what they heard, you know, in the chat. You know, people were, you know, saying this was
awesome. I can see. Thank you so much for your feedback. Yeah, it's like awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And the work that you're doing at Windmill is amazing. So we do have some questions here. Sure. And I know that your presentation, you know, had answered them, but we would, so this is from Kalo. Kalo says, I was unfortunately laid off from work and was curious if I could qualify for funding, including some living expenses.
Mm-hmm. So it's basically yes, but you have to keep in mind that you might not be eligible if you're outside of Canada. So if you're in Canada, like, so one of our criteria is you have to be in Canada. So yes, you can go through our eligibility criteria on our website or take that quiz, and then you can see if you're eligible or not.
All right, fantastic. So we can't answer relocation questions and you have to be in Canada. So for those of you who are outside of Canada, I would not, you know, be taking your questions. If you want to come into Canada, you have to be in Canada, like she already.
Yeah, like basically, yeah, you're absolutely right. That relocation loan is designed for people who are already in Canada. So if you want to move from Calgary to Ontario, because unfortunately it would be awesome then, right? And then if Canada could relocate every newcomer and refugees, that would be great, but unfortunately no.
Yeah,
it doesn't work like this way.
Yeah, for sure. So Jami is saying, thank you so much, Lidia and Eno. So how do I go about the loan and improve on my career? So the first step is the eligibility quiz, right? That's the first step he would take.
Like, yeah, because it will show you if you're eligible or not. And if you're not eligible still, you will have that email, you'll have that information. And then when you can work on your steps. So for example, maybe you need to come to Canada, or let's say if you're already in Canada, but you're on a study permit, then you will know as soon as you get your residency here, like the permanent status, then you will be eligible. Yeah,
for sure. All right, we have a question here from Chichi. She says, when will the interest rates kick in? Is it right away or after some time? So my question is there a grace period for the loan before we start to pay the interest?
So there is no grace period. The interest kicks in straight away, but there is a period, and I've seen that question in the chat box as well, just to explain more a little bit. So let's say if you take the maximum amount of 15,000, so it might take you 1 to 2 years before you get a better job, you get your credentials back. Then you can opt out to pay the interest portion only, and the interest portion only from the maximum amount of 15,000, it would be $50 to $60, $50 to $60 each month. So, but then eventually still you will have to pay the principal back, but you can have 2 years of small payments. And let's say maybe you don't need 15,000, like maybe 7,000. Then again, your interest rate, your interest portion will be smaller than $50. It might be $30. So it depends on your amount. And then for 2 years, like you can pay just $30 each month, and then you'll start paying the principal back. Unfortunately, we don't have that grace period with no interest. And you know, I work in Alberta, and I've checked like Alberta student loans, same idea there. I think they don't have payments like first years, but then still you will have to pay the interest rate. It's a little bit cheaper than our loan, but I always tell my potential new clients, you have to understand Alberta student loan is a great program, but a lot of people, they are not eligible, and they don't cover things like a broken laptop, or you know, or like winter tires. I've heard a story that once we had a student and he was in Edmonton in winter. So for those who are outside of Canada, like Edmonton might be very cold in Alberta in winter times. And it was before pandemic, and that person, he needed winter tires in order to drive to his university, because without winter tires, it was very scary to drive. And his case was approved for a loan for winter tires, right? So Alberta student loans, they don't do that. But you know, we see a lot of clients, like sometimes they would have Alberta student loan specifically for their school, and they come to us for the things like childcare expenses, living allowances, and everything. So keep in mind that in Canada, you can have an access to many programs, like not just one. And if your income or your savings, they allow you to have not one loan, but a few loans, like you can do that. So it doesn't override of one loan over another one.
Fantastic. So about loans, the next question is, how does a loan affect credit history, or can it help me to build my credit history? So I know you touched about on this earlier, so please you know, expatiate on it. Thank you.
Oh, for sure. This is a great question. Thank you so much for asking. So our loan definitely can help you to build your credit history. Like, let's say if you come to Canada, you don't have any credit history. Then what I didn't know about Windmill. So I applied for a credit card. And the credit card was with 20% of interest rate. So like you can come to us and you can build this Canadian history with us. So you can pay for 6 months and then pay us back. So, but if you don't pay us back, so we will have to report like to the Canadian Credit Bureau. Again, I might not allow it to say that, but I'll tell you, because we are not a bank, of course, we don't cancel you straight away. But if you ghost on us, like let's say if you take money and you don't pay it back at all, you don't answer our calls, you don't tell us our story, what happened, then we will have to report. And then basically your Canadian credit and history will be affected, and you have that note that you were not a good payer. And but also if you think about that, as I said, 98% of people, like they have been paying us back, or they have paid us back. So of course, like there is a small amount of people who didn't pay us back. And I always tell, like, it's good for us, like we are covered, but then who's gonna help you? So we are covered by some insurance, by our repayment of loans and everything. But like, I wouldn't recommend you to do that, and because unfortunately everything is connected to your Canadian credit history in Canada. And I always make that joke. So people trust you unless you make a mistake. Exactly. Once you make a mistake, it can affect your whole life. And you know, I have to tell you this funny story. So my husband, he was born in Canada, and before he met me, he has never had like credit cards, or he had one, but he was like really good like with his money and everything. And then when we were about to buy our first house in Canada, so I was surprised to get a call from my financial advisor, who told me, you know what, your credit history is great, you have a really good high score, but your husband's credit history is so bad. I was like, what do you mean? It cannot be possible. Like, he's that guy who pays like everything on time and does everything right. And then it turned out, when they checked his file, like when they dig like deeper, it turned out he forgot to pay $1 like on his credit card like 5 years ago, something like that. But because he didn't know that, so he never paid it back, and then it was on his credit and history, right? And it's good that my bank, they did some underwriting like check, but that's the thing. Like unfortunately, I'm from Russia originally, right? And in Russia, I know you can trick the system. Here, probably you can trick the system as well, but with the Canadian credit history, it's very hard, because they know everything about you.
That's
So
true.
that's unfortunate. I mean, not unfortunately, I shouldn't say that. I'm a Canadian citizen and now that's great. But yeah, so it was kind of, I would recommend you to make all of your payments on time, or at least if you're not able to make your payment on time, then just let us know, let your bank know. If you work with the bank, just don't ghost on them.
Exactly. You should be responsible with your loan. So there's a recurring question here. People who have student visas or coming to Canada as students or already in Canada as students, they're asking if they qualify for their living expenses as students in Canada, foreign students.
So unfortunately, same idea here. So our eligibility criteria, you have to have a permanent status in Canada. So for me, same as you, I came to Canada, I was on my study permit, then I got my postgraduate work permit, then I got my Alberta provincial nominees and PR, and then Canadian citizen now. But yeah, it's like, unfortunately, unless you have permanent status in Canada, let's say if you are in Alberta, you have to have Alberta provincial nominee or PR approved in order to be eligible. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a pain, but like, so far, it's like a lot of agencies I partner with, they have the same story. Even, for example, now we have a lot of Ukrainian refugees, right?
That's true.
So, but at the same time, people call them Ukrainian refugees, but they don't have a refugee status, because a refugee status is a permanent one. What they have an open work permit for 2 years, so it's a temporary permit. But when you get a refugee status, it's a permanent one, and then when you become eligible. Yeah, so because I've got a lot of requests from Ukrainians, and unfortunately, the guys apply for your Alberta provincial nominee for Ontario, and usually it takes like less than 1 year, and so it should be fast, and then you will be eligible not just for our program but for many programs.
That's true. And I tell people, there's really nothing like getting that permanent status. You're eligible for so many things, right? And it opens up so many opportunities for you. So once you have that opportunity to come into Canada, try to see how you can turn your temporary residency to permanent. So a question here from Aisha. She said, is there a minimum amount I can take?
No, like we don't have a minimum amount, and to be honest, just recently I saw a loan somebody applied for $100, and then I said, who needs $100? And then I thought to myself immediately, shame on you, Lidia, you don't remember yourself. When you came to Canada 8 years ago, you would compare everything to your Russian currency. And every time you would be like, oh my God, it's so expensive. Right now, after 8 years, $100, it doesn't seem so big for me. But like, come on, it's like, of course, I'm like people who come to Canada, and I was doing there as well, just I forgot that. So like, yes, we don't have a minimum amount, so you can apply for a small amount as well.
All right. There's a question here from Doreen. She says, is there any opportunity to restructure the payment within the 5 years should the person's circumstances change?
Yes, but again, it depends on your personal case. So don't ghost on us. Give us a call. We will look at your particular situation. Happened before, but not everybody would get it. So it depends on your particular situation.
Exactly. All right. Okay, so those of you who are outside of Canada or international students, unfortunately, you have to be in Canada. So someone said that he just did the eligibility quiz and that he got the email saying that a temporary worker with open work permit can qualify. So he said you should please clarify.
Yeah, so it's basically with a temporary work permit. I know that if you go to our website, you'll find that if you're in Quebec, you might be eligible just for some programs, but it's specifically for Quebec. But thank you for trying to take that quiz. Yeah, so it's kind of nice. So
So if you're in Quebec, you could qualify for that. So that is why that quiz is important, right? So while Lidia has shared all of these things, you never know. Maybe where you're located could actually help you. All right. So great question here from Joanne. She says, how long does it take to process the loan?
Actually, the application process is very fast. So I'm supposed to tell you it's from 10 to 15 business days. But in reality, it might happen quicker. It will depend on how quick you can submit your documents. If your documents are fine and you don't need to resend anything, then how quick you can have a meeting with a career success coach. So, but yeah, like, but usually it's not more than 10 to 15 business days. But in reality, again, it might be faster.
All right. I think we have answered all the questions.
Nice.
All the other questions we have here are repeated questions from people who are outside or coming in as students or here as students. And let me just check if there's anything else in the chat. I don't think so. Right. So if you have specific immigration questions, we can answer that. However, on Saturday, because I knew that there would be immigration questions, on Saturday, an immigration consultant is coming to speak to us about everything you need to know about immigration, international school, refugee status, open work permits, temporary work permits, PR, provincial nomination. So don't miss the session on Saturday. It's 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and that would be 7 p.m. West African Time, 7 p.m. UK time as well. So come and ask all those immigration questions that you have. Ask the immigration consultant. She will be here for 2 hours to give you all of that information. So if you are signed up to our newsletter, you should receive it. However, we will send an email out tomorrow. It'll be on our pages as well tomorrow. If you go on our Instagram right now, click the link in our bio, you can register for that session. It's on Saturday. I am not an immigration consultant. She's not an immigration consultant, so she can't tell you about all these visa issues. And then for those who are asking about the business analysis school, the business analysis school is, we're here to help you and support you, right? So you want to know how you can join us. You can basically start with our masterclass. Our masterclass is a 3-hour class that actually covers everything you need to know about the concepts and the the techniques required in business analysis. How can you contact us? You can send us an email, support@businessanalysis.school.com. You can go to Instagram. Business Analysis School is our Instagram page. Facebook as well. Business Analysis School is our Facebook page. And on LinkedIn, our LinkedIn page is Business Analysis School. So you can go there and, you can send us a DM, but send us an email preferably so we can respond to you. If you go to our Instagram page right now, go to the link in our bio where you registered for this session. You can actually register for the masterclass. Take the masterclass, it's a 3-hour class that breaks down business analysis. We do have coaching programs, certification programs. Send us an email so we can know more about you and advise you on which which course is the best for you. You can also book a consultation call with us where we would listen to your story, your career journey, and advise you on the next steps that you can take. So that's it about Business Analysis School. We also have free trainings as well on our website that you can register for and take the free trainings as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys have been amazing. The immigration session, we'll post the link right now in the chat for you to register. And then for Windmill as well, you can also contact Windmill for support, right? They're on LinkedIn, they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, and they're on Instagram. And you can send an email to info@windmill.org. Right. So I'm going to share the flyer for Windmill right now so that you can see their information and you can take it down. Sure. So this is the flyer for Windmill, helping you achieve career success in Canada. And, it's what I find amazing is how so many people have taken advantage of this, but there are so many people who still don't know about this program. I've met doctors, lawyers, nurses, engineers. The truth is a lot of career paths, in Canada. Yes, your degree might, it's still valuable, but you need to just take some exams, some licenses and, licensing exams, and it takes a while, so getting this funding helps you to not be so pressured so that you don't have to go work like a survival job or a warehouse job. You can drop that take care of your house rent, your bills, take care of your children, pay your fees, study, pass, get that job, and pay off the microloan. So send them an email, info@windmillmicrolending.org. Okay. All right. And then you can visit the website as well. There's a lot of information on the website. You can call their number as well. You can take down the number right now and call them. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much. It's been a fantastic time. Thank you, Lidia, for your fantastic presentation. Short, straight to the point, giving us all the information that we need. info@teamwindmill.org actually is the email. And if you wanted to contact us at Business Analysis School, it is support@businessanalysis.com. Thank you so much, everyone. I know we had people from outside of Canada, and it's pretty late for you all. Thank you so much for staying here with us. So there's a final question here, and I think it's important to ask. So someone says, what if you have existing loans? Can you still qualify for Windmill?
Yes, you can. It depends on your situation. So if you believe you will be able to pay it back for sure. So yes, like you can do that. And I wanted to say, like, you've done such a great job, and I can see in the chat box that people, they love you. And I have to say, this is fantastic. Like, there are right. So you invite speakers, you tell people how to succeed in Canada. It's just awesome. Like, you guys in a very good hands. And from me, I want to tell you, like, just believe in yourself, be positive, and the universe can hear you. So when you come to Canada, or even if you're thinking of coming here, just like believe. And I do believe that, like, believe, ask questions, work with great organizations, and you will achieve like a lot of success. Like, here I see it every day on LinkedIn, and like a lot of people, they get jobs, the newcomers and refugees, those who didn't believe in themselves and thought their English is not great. Then again, like, suddenly they believe that they're great and they can do a lot of great things, and they're successful in Canada. Don't put yourself down, and don't allow anybody to do the same.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lidia. Those were fantastic words of encouragement. Be positive, you can do it. Like Lidia said, it's true. There are people who even come here without being able to speak English, right? And they're still successful. And, programs like this are available for you. So even if you're not here yet, I know there's a lot of us here who are looking to move to Canada. At least you're aware that, once you come here and you need, some funding to help you in your career, Windmill is available for you. Thank you so much, Lidia. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody.
You all are amazing. Thank you so much. I love you right back. And I will see you all on Saturday for those who are coming to the class on Saturday. From me, it's bye. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye. Have a good night or a good day. Bye-bye.
Good morning.